going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and tonight we're going to be talking about new content, upgrades, and surprises for Season 1 of BO6 Zombies. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, and as a big reminder, we have plenty of brand new articles going up on detonated.com for those that want to stay up to date with all things Season 1. Now, we also have every piece of intel from the Dark Ether narrative, ranging from Cold War, Vanguard, MWZ, and now, of course, Black Ops 6. We'll be updating the codex as new intel does get added with DLC 1. Speaking of which, Citadel Day More isn't set to release until around December the 12th, which is when I project Season 1 Reloaded is going to end up dropping. If the Modern Warfare schedule is anything to go off of, then we have to wait roughly around 5 weeks after the start of Season 1 before the mid-season does roll around. Is there a possibility the new intel gets sprinkled across Liberty and Terminus? It's possible, and if that does happen, expect plenty of updates on the codex. On top of that, I do have a story-focused video plan to release before the start of Season 1 to bring you guys up to speed on everything going on, which may actually hint where we're going next in some other DLC maps. I also have a story-focused video plan to go out before the start of Season 1, since there's still quite a bit to take away from the endings of both Terminus and Liberty Falls, which I do think are setting up a very exciting DLC season. As far as what we're going to be getting Day 1 of Season 1 though, so this Thursday, November 14th, we're first going to be looking at the directed modes for Terminus and Liberty Falls. This mode will actually guide players through every step of the main quest before round 15. So yes, it's like a guided tutorial type mode, which will never end up releasing for a round-based map until roughly a month after the map's been out. And yes, you could play this mode in co-op, but as of now, it looks like players who already beat the main quest on both maps will get the following calling cards, right? They're referred to as standard rewards, whereas you'll also have gotten the early variants of those calling cards because you've beaten the Easter eggs before directed mode actually came out. I don't believe you'll get those standard calling cards though if you beat the Easter egg using guided mode. However, when it comes to the other rewards like the Maya skin called Trophy Collector or the Project Janus Ray Gun Blueprint, or hell, even the Mr. Peaks Charm, I do think you'll still get those rewards even if you beat the quest in guided mode. That hasn't exactly been clarified yet. I've heard mixed things everywhere, but I'm sure we'll be able to figure all this out pretty quickly once Season 1 releases in the next couple of days. The skins for the Ray Gun and Operator and even a Charm don't exactly clarify if they're standard unlocks, which is why I do think they'll still end up releasing through the guided mode, but it would also make sense if they're like, hey, you won't get most of the rewards or the valuable ones if you don't beat the quest in standard mode. We're just gonna have to wait and see how they're going to handle this system. But real quick, I wanted to showcase a new care package from SteelSeries, which is bound to enhance your Black Ops 6 experience. We have the Mr. Peaks Booster Pack for the Arctis Nova 7 headset, a Monkey Bomb mousepad, and even the Elias Pro microphone, which you're going to be hearing in all of my video commentaries. They also hooked up the Arctis Game Buds, which will make it easier to switch between console and PC on big launch days. These earbuds offer over 100 presets, active noise canceling, plus even more. Don't forget, you can use code DYNAMITE to save upwards of 12% on any order on SteelSeries.com. As far as the information goes for other new upgrades and surprises for Season 1, here's what they confirmed in the recent blog post. We could expect a sizable amount of additional content to aid you across all 3 Zombies maps confirmed to come throughout Season 1. So that wording is really interesting to me because it almost seems like they're going to spread a lot of what we're about to talk about throughout all 8 weeks of Season 1. So that'll be interesting if each week there's something new that we can log in and start using. Maybe every Wednesday or Thursday, that'll be the quote-unquote update day, similar to the Wednesday weekly challenge updates we had throughout MW3. So I also want to make clear that some of the content we're going to discuss isn't referred to as new, but is referred to as additional content, which could be implying that some of those items are returning from past Zombies games. Let's start off with the additional perk Acola with 6 new augments to unlock. This perk could be a number of classic perks that we haven't seen in Zombies for a little while, or perks that maybe we just had in MWZ. It's confirmed that this perk is going to be added to the Wonder Fizz machine, which I do believe could mean we're going to see access to this perk through Terminus and Liberty's Wonder Fizz machines before we get an actual machine for the perk with DLC 1 in early December. So I want to start with Mule Kick because this is a perk that Codename Pizza himself did confirm several months ago. When he was at a private test for Terminus back during the summer, he said that a dev did confirm Mule Kick was coming back, but didn't specify which map it was coming back to. So keep that perk in the back of your minds. Other leaked perks do include Vulture Aid, Death Perception, and Tombstone. Now, Death Perception and Tombstone were just in MWZ, so you can argue those are left over in the files. It may not be coming, but Vulture Aid hasn't been seen in several years. The closest perk we got to that was Zombshell in BO4, one of my all-time favorites, so the fact that that's leaked has me thinking that that's almost a definitive perk that will be added at some point. I love that one back during BO2, but some audio was also discovered for a perk that we haven't seen since BO3, and that's Double Tap. This is a perk that's been heavily requested for years now, was not in Cold War, wasn't in Vanguard, at least in its classic form, and also wasn't in Modern Warfare. So this could be a perk that I see them adding back in later on in the life cycle, but if it comes sooner, then so be it. I just don't think audio for the perk jingle would have been data mined if this perk wasn't planned for BO6. Keep in mind with all rumors though, take everything with a grain of salt because none of this is confirmed, and it could of course be canceled content. Now they also confirmed an additional field upgrade, which as of now, I'm thinking, yeah, it's probably going to be a field upgrade that we just saw in a previous Zombies game. So if you think about what hasn't been seen yet, there's Ring of Fire, Toxic Growth, and of course Tesla Storm. Ring of Fire I want to rule out because as I talked about in my recent Frenzy Guard augment video, they brought in the ability to just keep shooting from your stock ammunition once you pop that Frenzy Guard augment, so I feel like that ability has already been used, and that was the most used field upgrade in Cold War and Vanguard, so they probably want to make sure there's a good variety of field upgrades being used, not just Ring of Fire. I can't see that one coming back, and I think Toxic Growth probably has its place somewhere, but data miners have claimed that the term electric was found in reference to a future field upgrade, so that's probably Tesla Storm, but again, take it all with a grain of salt because nothing has been announced yet. As far as an additional ammo mod does go, as of now we haven't seen the return of Shatterblast yet, so it could be that one, but leakers have suggested that a new ammo mod called Light Ray was also discovered. It sounds pretty cool. I feel like this was also leaked for MW3, but it never ended up coming out. I could be mistaken, but we'll love to see some new ammo mods introduced in the future of BO6. In my opinion, I would love it if a Zombies game would launch with just about everything that was just seen in the game prior, so that the rest of the DLC season could focus on completely new and original ideas when it comes to various items and upgrades. Now, they do mention new wonder weapons, which has me excited because typically with every new zombie map, we will end up seeing a new wonder weapon of some sort, so definitely expect that with DLC 1 and beyond, but the Ray Gun Mark II was recently data mined, and I do believe there's a high chance that does end up being added. That hasn't been seen in Zombies since BO4, so could that have been data mined for BO6 if it wasn't happening or wasn't planned? It's possible, but either way, when the Mark II gets added, if it does, I think it'll be a universal update that's just added in all the mystery boxes. It won't be exclusive to one map in particular. But the Liberty Falls intro also showed us the Wonderwaff, so I'm assuming that'll also end up returning at some point this life cycle, but either way, nothing is currently known about any future wonder weapons. Now, to wrap things up though, they also mention new enemy types. We actually get a teaser for one of the new enemy types in this graphic from the Season 1 blog post, and they also mention ghoulish horrors in DLC 1. So I don't believe this new enemy type is going to be added to Liberty or Terminus, but instead will be exclusive to Citadel Daymore. Now, we could get what looks like a mimic from this image. I don't think it's a mimic though. There have been theories about an Extinction Cryptid. I also don't believe that to be the case, even though I'm aware, yes, last year there was a really strange leak where somebody actually force loaded in a gargoyle from, I think it was Awakening, the third DLC map for Extinction back in COD Go. So that was somehow force loaded into Modern Warfare, so could that have been a hint that we're going to be seeing Extinction Cryptids come back in Zombies? I don't think that's going to be the case, but there's a t-shirt floating around that does depict a new zombie type coming to BO6. Now, this zombies type has not been seen and is not the amalgam from Terminus, so could this be the new enemy type coming? Maybe not the one specifically in DLC 1, but a enemy type that is meant to come out in the future. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the brand new content, upgrades, and surprises we could expect in DLC 1 for Black Ops 6 Zombies? How are you feeling about the additional Season 1 updates that could be spread across 8 weeks, plus everything else we discussed? Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.